Hi, welcome to World Geography. I'm Harry Yu, and I'm excited to be your child's World Geography teacher this year. This is my my third year teaching geography here at Stratford. And so I just want to make this very quick video to sort of talk a little bit about who I am and what kind of class your kid has signed up for. Because I know that there's tons of other YouTube videos you'd rather be watching right now. So a little bit about me, quickly, is that I am a proud product of Spring Branch. I attended Pine Shells Elementary School. I was accepted into Cornerstone Academy, and I graduated #2 in my class from Springwoods High School. In high school, I made 1B in Algebra 2, and I was also involved in theater. I was the editor-in-chief of the school newspaper. I was an avid member of Speech and Debate, as well as a avid member of the Comedy Sports Improv team. And so with all these different interests, it was really hard for me to sort of figure out where I want to go to school, but I ended up deciding on Trinity University in San Antonio, where I had a fantastic 4 years where I slowly learned how to become a real person. I didn't know what I wanted to major in. I just know I didn't want to major in STEM or any sort of like engineering or sciencey kind of thing. Sorry, Mom. They forgive me. I can make that joke. And so I wanted to become a political speechwriter because I watched a lot of West Wing when I was growing up. And so I majored in political science. There are a lot of other things I really like, particularly coffee. I read a lot of comic books because sometimes you can't really grow up or grow out of things. I collect stamps, but not really. But one of my favorite things is I love pop culture references from the 80s and 90s. And so that's sort of a little bit about me, and sort of what I kind of add to my classes. So a little bit about geography. I don't know what to tell you, but I think geography is really boring. Um, I thought it was boring when I took it in high school, and I still kind of think that some of the things that the state requires to teach, it's also very boring. And it's easy to think that because I think that, you know, for a longest time, geography was here, make a map, color the map, label the map. Recognize that there are things that have not changed for millions of years, like the mountains. Um, and it lost a lot of like luster for me growing up, but I hope to like take another take on geography to make it a little bit more bearable, not just for the kids but also for me. And so in my geography class, I put more focus on current events. I think that we live in this world where if things are just like not right in your face, people tend to not recognize it, especially with this generation, right? Of this instant gratification. And so current events gives us access to the bigger world around us. It makes us understand and embrace the world the way it's supposed to be, right? Um, and so with that in mind, I want there to be more questions than answers. Um, I want them to be curious because I think if you don't have that curiosity, this class becomes so boring. Um, just for example, like the most recent lesson I assigned was a question about like overpopulation and this issue that we had that we have like 7 billion people living in this world, but we have people that don't have access to food, healthcare, water. Like I'm thinking I can just go back home and just turn on my faucet and there'll just be water for days. But that's not the reality outside of my little bubble, right? And overpopulation is a really cool way to sort of talk a little bit about movies I really like to watch, like Starlight Green or Logan's Run, or even like the Avengers Affinity War. And so we have these like elements of what's happening now being a direct response to our geography. And so, speaking about that, COVID-19 changes a lot of things. And so I just want to reiterate that, grading comes with grace and humility. Grading takes a lot of time for me because kids are turning things in through like emails or through It's Learning or through the messaging app through It's Learning, which doesn't give me a notification, so I never know if I get messages or not. There's also like a secondary email that I have because the school district got confused about my name. You'll see that in a little bit. But it takes a lot of time, and I also recognize that it's hard for kids. I mean, every school or every class they have like different technology aspects they're using, and it can be a lot of different things. And so I wanted to reiterate this idea of grace because I think that the expectations I have for not just geography but all my classes is that everything is rooted in respect, right? If you reach out and say, "Hey, I'm having some trouble," or "I need an extension," 9 out of 10 times I'll be absolutely okay with it, because I think that's more important that you are actively wanting to do something instead of just being told to do something. I'm not about that. Hey, if you don't do exactly as I say, then you deserve like a bad grade. Um, I'm also one of those teachers that believe that respect is earned, right? Just because I am older or just because I'm the authority figure, I don't think that should automatically grant me respect, right? I was taught very young that respect is one of those things that cannot be bought, so we should try to treat it as priceless as it is, right? Um, so yeah, communication is key. I mean, it's easy for me to say that because I'm also the speech and debate coach here at Stratford, but I just want there to always be communication, and I want there to always be curiosity. So, some contact information. There is my email. It says Hoi Yu, which is like my Chinese name, kind of. But I think on the school website it has a different name for my name. I think it's like HAO instead of HOI. But you're more than welcome to call me Harry. I don't want the kids to call me Harry because, well, I have a college degree. I work really hard to earn it. I don't think kids should be calling me by my first name. But you're more than welcome to. You're also more than welcome to reach out and email me any questions or concern. Thank you so much for listening to my random speech. Go look at other videos.